Hi fellow entrepreneurs, welcome once again to our show. Today we'll be talking about VAT payable and VAT receivable. So what is the difference? A lot of people tend to, not understand when someone would say you have to pay SARS or SARS owes you. So this is where VAT payable and VAT receivable comes in. Usually you get this from your VAT control account or from a VAT report. So when you talk about VAT payable, let's start with that one. With VAT payable, it means that you owe SARS. So now you have to pay SARS whatever the VAT report says it is payable. So with how that comes about is that your output VAT in this case is more than your input VAT. So meaning VAT that you withheld and you charged your customers and withheld is more than VAT that your suppliers charged you and withheld on their side. So now it means that because your VAT that you withheld is more and the one that you paid to your suppliers is less, it means now there's a VAT payable. And then in this case, let's say you have, the report says you have a VAT payable of 100 Rand. I'll just make an example. Output VAT in this case would be maybe, let's say, 200 Rand, and your input VAT in this case would be 100 Rand. So the difference means it's going to be 100 Rand, and that 100 Rand now becomes payable, and it means you have to take money from your account once you've submitted your VAT returns using the VAT 201, and then you pay that 100 Rand to SARS. When it is a receivable, it means that SARS must pay you, and in this case, we can say SARS owes you the VAT. How it comes about is that now, because it's a receivable, it means your input VAT is higher than your output VAT. So the VAT that you charged your customers and withheld on behalf of SARS is lesser than the VAT that you paid to your suppliers and your suppliers withheld. So in this case, the input is more than the output. So an example again. Now your output VAT is 100 Rand because you always on the VAT 201 start with the output. Your output is 100 Rand and your input VAT is 200 Rand. So it means in this case you are going to have 100 Rand as a VAT receivable. So that's the VAT that when you submit your VAT 201, if it's a receivable, SARS will have to pay you that 100 Rand that's a receivable. And in this case, most of the time what they would do with the receivable, they would withhold that money and credit it to you. In case maybe in future you submit a payable, they would now, cancel it from the 100 Rand. But in most instances, they would transfer that 100 Rand into your account as it is a receivable. Or you can negotiate with them and say, this receivable, because I used to have a payable in the prior VAT period, now can you go and credit it to the prior period and don't pay it into my account? So those are the differences. But if you want to understand more about this topic or rather this subject, you can book a consultation with one of our consultants in our firm. Details are down on the screen, and I look forward to having you in our next tutorial.